Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics Last Non-Classics, episode number 401, and Doubleshot number 324. Yep, 324. I got two Avenger trades. First up, it's Uncanny Avengers. Uncanny Avengers Unity, Volume 3, Civil War 2, containing issues 13 and 17 of Uncanny Avengers Volume 3. Written by Gary Duggan, with Ryan Stegman on the artwork for issues 13 and 14, and Felipe Larraz doing the artwork for issues 15 to 17. Ryan Stegman and Richard Idself, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name. They do the covers for issues 13 and 14. Megan Hatchers does the cover for issue 15. And 16 and 17, the cover art is done by Steve McNiven, Jay Liston, and David Corral. Despite the fact this is called Civil War 2, only the first two issues actually deal with Civil War 2. Where apparently, because, well, Captain Hydra decided, okay, so apparently because Cable, Deadpool, and Rogue worked with Sebastian Shaw to try to cure the Terrigen Mist for some reason, Cap decided, yeah, that's a bad idea. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna disband the Avengers because he thinks Steve Rogers' dream is a nightmare, which I think is quite stupid. I didn't like the fact he disbanded the team. The team still operate even without him. Yeah, so they pretty much at this point, Wasp had already rejoined the roster thanks to the previous arc with Hank Pym, which I haven't reviewed yet because the library didn't have the volume, so I just skipped right to this. They did briefly add one new member for the second arc in this trade, which is Elektra, making her first appearance since Daredevil. Yep, because since Secret Wars, she didn't really appear that much. She had a one-off appearance. After Secret Wars, she had a one-off appearance in Illuminati for a cameo Illuminati, a two-parter in Daredevil, showing up in this. She also, for the last few issues of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and now she currently got an ongoing series where she's got a completely new costume, basically abandoning the Frank Miller costume that she gave her. Frank Miller gave her back in the 80s. Now, the second arc is simply, at the end of the first arc in this trade, the Hand digs up the corpse of Bruce Banner and tries to resurrect him as an assassin for the Hand. He does return to being dead after the storyline is over with, but it's a great storyline. Now, the only reason why Elektra's here because it's the Hand. You gotta throw in Elektra for that reason alone. And Human Torch actually offers her membership of the team. She declines, and she also makes out with the Human Torch, despite the fact he's sleeping with Medusa. I don't think Medusa cares, or at least probably it's not something worth knowing about for tell Medusa. But I wouldn't mind it if they made Elektra an Avenger. That would be something new because the only team she's ever part of was the Thunderbolts. Yeah, Thunderbolts is the only group series she's ever part of. And now recently she's got an ongoing series and it's being canceled after only publishing 5 issues, which I'm like, really? 5 issues? That's it? Okay. But the issues in here are actually really good. I know the next arc deals with the whole thing with Red Skull, which finally someone... Yeah, this is something really weird. My friend Jeremy Brace basically pointed this out. Gary Duggan is by far the only writer at Marvel who actually bothers to follow up what happened with Red Skull after Access. Yeah, he is by far the only writer at Marvel to follow up with it. Yeah, not Captain America. It takes Gary Duggan to finally do it. It takes him over a year. It takes 2 years, almost 2 years after Access ended, for finally somebody to follow something with the Red Skull, which that's dealt with the next trade. But this is really good. I do recommend it. Now, I know for a fact Rogue is going back to the X-Men really soon, which is fine. Cable's got his own spin-off book now. But what about the rest of these characters? Well, Deadpool still got his book. He's not going to place. The rest of the characters, I have no idea where they're going after Secret Empire, but who knows? I give this a 9 out of 10. Alright, next up is The New Avengers. A.I.M, Volume 3, Civil War 2. This contains issues 12 to 18 of New Avengers Volume 4. And this is also the last trade for the entire series. Not just for this graphic novel series, but the series overall. Because the series ended last year after this volume had just been relaunched in 2015, ending after only publishing 18 issues. And it was relaunched just earlier this year as U.S. Avengers. Yep. Excuse me, yep. Now, all the issues are written by Al Ewing, with artwork by Paco Medina, who does issues 12 to 17, and the last issue is done by Carlo Benarbi. I think it's pronounced this person's name. Now, the cover artists in these trades, these covers are beautiful. I love these artwork. It gives more of a spy-esque to it. The cover art here is done by Julian Totino Tedesco. Yeah, look at this cover art. This cover art is so freaking gorgeous. I'm like, okay, why don't people buy this series? But yeah, the whole thing with Civil War 2 is dealt with in the background. The New Avengers don't get really involved with the Civil War 2. Mainly, the whole storyline is just AIM versus Shield. That's really the whole point of this. And Al Ewing pretty much wraps up every single loose end revolving the New Avengers. Now, he also, by the time this volume ends and when it gets relaunched as U.S. Avengers, he shrinks the roster. Now, when this series first started, you had pretty much most of these people part of the group. Now, the group is... Now, these people right here, along with Sunspot, are part of the group. Basically, you have... well, Cannonball joins this particular... he joins about partway through, as though he's still part of the group with the relaunch. With Hulkling, Wiccan, Songbird, Squirrel Girl, White Tiger, Power Man, Dr. Faz... let's see. Here it is, right here. When this volume started, it started up with these 11 people. Songbird, Hulkling, Wiccan, Squirrel Girl, Sunspot, Hawkeye, White Tiger, and Power Man. They since basically split the team in half thanks to standoff, where one team is comprised of Hulkling, Wiccan, Squirrel Girl, and Hawkeye. That's it, just those 4 people. But what about Power Man and White Tiger? They stayed with Sunspot, with Cannonball joining the team, which was really nice, the fact they threw him in. Also, toward the end, and I was so happy to see this guy, toward the end of the storyline, they brought back Warlock. Yeah, well, basically the one who was a techno-alien, not Adam Warlock, the one who's the creation of Sandman Lee. Let me show you what the guy looks like thanks to this gorgeous artwork. Let's see if I can find him here. Here he is! It's Warlock! Making his first appearance since all new X Factor ended. Yeah, him and later on they brought in the rest of the New Mutants for the first time. They've been seen as a full team since New Mutants ended back in, I think it was 2012. Yeah, first time at this point, 4 years. Yeah, they brought him in the last issue, which I thought was really, really cool. They brought them in, which, yeah, first time they've been seen. You have Magma, Cypher, Mirage, and Warlock. Surprisingly, no X-Men. Yeah, for some reason, Nate Gray is not here. For some reason, yeah. Also, Karma is here. Karma is here as well, making her first appearance since I think the end of, I believe, the previous volume of All New X-Men, the one that Bendis did. That was the first time she's appeared since then, which is really nice. Mirage, first time she's been showing up since VOS Defenders. As for, well, Doug Ramsey, All New X Factor. Let's see. Magma, I think the last time, now, she currently returned in the pages of X-Men Gold, which I'm so happy they brought her back in back part of the X-Men, which is nice. But prior to this, last time she was seen was in the pages of New Mutants. Just her alone. But, yeah, and of course the Maker gets captured at the end of this story, in this trade. But he gets out, and he's a villain for Infamous Iron Man. I guess Bendis like, okay, let's just take him out of jail for no reason, and have him sleep with a woman who looks like Dr. Doom's mom. No, seriously, that's what Bendis is doing with Ultimate Reed Richards. And plus, I love the villain team he assembles, which is called the New Ravengers. I think that's what you call them. Yeah, they are comprised of Amatras, Ashanti, Pybok, Sakar, Vermin, Anger, and the previous White Tiger, which is, I believe, I'm trying to remember her name. It's not Ava. It's, I had to look it up here. Yeah, it's the one who preceded her prior to her taking up the identity. Yeah, prior to this particular run, the last time she was seen was at the end of Shadowland, where she was put into a mental hospital where she was still under the influence of the hand. Angela Del Toro, yeah, that's her name. Angela Del Toro, that's her name. They basically kept her as a villain because A.I.M basically followed up on her. Basically, when she showed up in this series, it had been a little over 5 years since she was last seen. So I guess they thought, okay, bring her in. Also, I should point out, not only does he bring her in, he also kind of fixes a retcon that he did with Original Sins. In issue 5, it was revealed that Dum Dum Dugan was an android, and apparently he died back in the 60s during an early mission of S.H.I.E.L.D. He kind of fixes that by keeping the fact kind of died, but revealed that apparently Nick Fury kept his body. He apparently is alive, and the reason why all the android bodies is because his mind keeps transferring on all those bodies. So yeah, basically Al Ewing kind of fixes his own retcon. Now I checked it. Al Ewing did write that story. I think it's like How to Fix Things. I think it's what it's called. Which I didn't really like that. Dum Dum Dugan, one of the most best characters in the Marvel Universe, one of my personal favorites, by the way, and revealed he was an android. He was an LMD, light model decoy, all this time since the 60s, which I thought was really dumb. And then, of course, he kind of fixes it and kind of like an apology, like, yeah, I know I kind of did that, but yeah, here he is, alive and well. Now, either one of two things, reasons why he did that. One, because the fans probably didn't like his retcon, or two, my guess is the retcon was probably done via editorial mandate. That's my personal guess. I don't know. And they also in John Garrett in here, which the guy himself has been a minor character in the Marvel Universe. So I guess they figured, oh, why not use him as a villain? Fine. My guess is the reason why they brought him back now, at this point, because he was featured in the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which they gave him, in the last episode, they gave him his comic book look, except he had no mustache. And he basically was very distrusted by S.H.I.E.L.D., by a lot of people. But this is actually really good. At the end, basically, White Tiger decides to hand back her amulets back to her, well, supposed to be her niece. Yeah, it's quite confusing of how they explain the whole thing with Angela and Ava. Yeah, it's never really fully explained, except Angela's supposed to be Hector, the original White Tiger's niece, even though that this White Tiger is supposed to be his teenage sister. I have no idea. My guess is he must have had another sister. That's my guess. He must have had another sister who was basically around his age, and Ava was probably a little girl when her family was killed. That's my personal guess. I don't know. It's not properly explained. But I kind of like the fact Angela Toro's back being White Tiger. Maybe, and of course, the one thing kind of odd though is that after this thing ending, of course, and that's when relaunches US Avengers, what are they going to do with Power Man? Well, this Power Man anyways. Well, Luke Cage has got a solo title, so why not give him a team-up title with White Tiger? Who knows? It depends basically what they want to do. I'm hoping maybe Fred Van Linde might write the character again, which would be really nice. So, plus, of course, there's a nod to basically her going back to Thunderbolts, which I do agree it's kind of a step in the wrong direction for her. It's a step backwards in character development, but I do kind of agree with that opinion. I just kind of wish they kept her as Avenger a little bit longer than like a year and a half. Okay? So I give this also a 9 out of 10. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode 402 and Doubleshot number 325. Okay? Until then, I will see you there. Bye.